The most painful cartel deaths ever by Talking Hat. Let's go ahead and watch these, bro. The peanut butter incident. What could have possibly happened with peanut butter, bro, in the cartel?
On a calm, breezy morning in Mexico City, the day's peace would be interrupted by the disturbed screams of a man tied to a pole. But you're probably wondering how he got here in the first place. Earlier that month, he had been accused of committing an unthinkable crime to a local woman in the city. Word of his actions spread quickly, angering friends, families, and other locals until a notorious Mexican gang caught wind of the story. For them, justice would not wait for courts and police. They tracked the man down, ripped him out from his house, and dragged him out into the open.
Wow.
They grabbed his hands and bound him tightly so that escape was impossible.
Damn.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the gang pulled out a tub of peanut butter and began to slather it on his... The man...
Oh my god! What the fuck? Bro, they're gonna slap it on his nuts and give this a pit bull treatment. I already know where this is going. What the fuck, bro? Oh my god! Oh my god, yo. And you know this video somewhere on Live Leak too, bro. This probably dead somewhere on Live Leak, bro, right now, bro. Deserved?
And beware, the gang pulled out him tightly so that escape was impossible. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the gang pulled out a tub of peanut butter and began to slather it on his...
Who would do this?
The man became confused because while covering somebody in peanut butter is a pretty strange punishment, it's not necessarily painful. However, his confusion would quickly fall into dread when the men brought out two huge pit bulls. He immediately realized what they were trying to do and began pleading for mercy. However, his cries were drowned out by the growls of the snarling dogs. When the animals were unleashed, panic surged through the alleged criminal as he screamed for help. The punishment unfolded brutally. It was a slow spectacle of pain and humiliation. And sadly, his screams fell on deaf ears as locals pretended like nothing was happening. By the time the dogs were pulled back, the man was left broken in a way that couldn't be fixed. The point was made clear.
Nigga, you gotta take me out at that point, bro. Lather peanut butter on my balls, grab both my legs, spread it open, start putting peanut butter in. Y'all know they put in his butt too. They probably put 2 fingers in the peanut butter and his finger in his butt with the goddamn peanut butter. Y'all do all that and have the pit bulls on my nuts and shit like those, bro. Y'all just gotta take me out at that point.
The gang had delivered their brand of justice and sent an unforgettable message that'll live on in the heart of Mexico City for years.
I would never do nothing.
Vile acts against the vulnerable in this city will not be tolerated. 49. On May 12th, 2012, a man in Cadereyta, Jimenez decided to step out of his home for a quick beverage. The evening was warm and calm. It was the kind of night where nothing out of the ordinary was really expected. As the man walked along the highway, the dim lights cast long shadows across the road. Out of nowhere, the man would stumble across what sort of looked like a strange log just lying to the left of the pavement. He barely paid it any mind, stepping past it. Moments later, he saw another one, then another, with each log carrying a foul, nauseating stench that clung to the air. The smell was strong enough to stop the man from walking any further. Confused, he decided to inspect the objects. He crouched closer, squinting at the twisted shapes in the dark. What at first looked like a bunch of discarded stick bundles on the highway slowly revealed themselves as something far more horrifying than expected. The man recoiled in terror. They weren't logs. They were human bodies. 49 bodies
49?
Scattered across the road. They were men and women, stripped of their dignity. Each of them were missing their heads, hands, and feet.
If I go to an area, bro, and there's 49 who just got killed, I'm not gonna be 50, bro. I just left the area, bro. You gonna see me in Antigua tomorrow, bro.
The music was so precise and brutal that it was nearly impossible to tell who they once were. Some of the people were stuffed into plastic bags, and others dumped carelessly onto the roadside. The man's breath quickened as his mind struggled to process the scale of what he was seeing. A sense of dread swept over him as he realized he had stumbled upon a... In that moment, the silence of the night felt oppressive. The road transformed into a grotesque stage of terror.
I hope he ran.
Later, authorities would confirm what many feared. This was the work of Los Zetas, one of Mexico's most violent cartels.
Yeah, gang, if I see that in my life, bro, I'm not even snitching, gang. I'm just running, bro, changing my name to Pablito Esferito, my niggas.
The bodies were left with a chilling message in an ongoing war for control of smuggling routes into the United States.
They got it, bro. Nigga, they got
By
that
dawn,
Kotsky on
the
his
site
ass.
was swarmed with police and soldiers with their flashlights cutting through the dark as they documented the carnage. Officials were able to arrest the perpetrator of the tragedy, Daniel Jesus Elizondo Ramirez, more formally known as El Loco. This is just one of many atrocities that happen in Mexico because of wars like
voice?
these. And if there's one thing that's true about these conflicts, it's that the innocents will always be the ones who have to pay. May their souls rest in peace.
R.I.P., bro.
The Ghost
See,
Rider
bro,
incident.
and I don't want to, like, I heard Mexico's a beautiful place and everything like that, but I don't really want to go like that. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. No disrespect to anybody who is from Mexico or rocks with Mexico. It's just that I just don't want to go, bro. I'm not going to hold, gang. Anytime I hear this shit is called the Ghost Rider incident. Ask me why I don't want to go, and you got an incident called the Ghost Rider incident, bro. Somebody going to be motherfucking have a flaming skull on a motorcycle and something like that, bro. Like, I just don't want to go, bro. I don't want to take that risk that I offended somebody somehow, some way. Get a nigga about to rip my nuts in two and put my shit on live leak, bro, and put me at gunpoint and put my shit on TikTok live, talking about some, oh, papi. Like, bro, it's cooked for me at that point, nigga. And shit like those, bro. You gonna send my fingernails to my family in the mail and shit like those, right?
The CJNG is one of the most powerful and dangerous cartels in Mexican history. The United Cartels is a coalition that was formed in opposition to their control. And on a sweltering afternoon deep in cartel territory, a notorious man known as the Ghost Rider, in allegiance with the United Cartels, would find himself in the grip of one of Mexico's most feared criminal organizations. You see, Ghost Rider got his peculiar name from his horrific reputation. He was known for setting his victims ablaze and leaving them out in the open to be discovered. However, now that he was captured and surrounded by the CJNG, his fate became sealed long before cameras even started rolling. This cartel was not content with simply eliminating a rival. They wanted to carve a message.
The animation kind of look good as shit right there. Did y'all see that shit? That was like the best this nigga's video animation ever looked. I'm not gonna hold.
Ghost Rider got a peculiar
name. Got motherfucking better animation than One Punch Man, bro.
Horrific reputation. He was known for setting his victims ablaze and leaving them out in the open to be discovered. However, now that he was captured and surrounded by the CJNG, his fate became sealed long before cameras even started rolling. This cartel was not content with simply eliminating a rival. They wanted to carve a message into the eyes of each and every one of their enemies. And in their eyes, Ghost Rider's nickname provided the perfect stage for humiliation. The camera steadied on him as members of the cartel mocked the moniker he had carried. And then with a calm and chilling demeanor, they doused his face in accelerant and struck a flame. What followed was a spectacle designed not just to eliminate, but to terrify. The man's face ignited in an instant. Flames began dancing across his skin, consuming the man's head until it became unrecognizable. Bound and helpless, his muffled cries pierced the silence as the cartel stood by, watching. The man could no longer see, and his head now resembled nothing but a skull. But horrifically enough, he was still screaming. This terrible sight, paired with his nickname that once gave him power in the criminal underworld, had been twisted into a cruel, barbaric joke. The man had literally become the Ghost Rider, just in a very wicked sense. The video of the savagery spread across the dark corners of the internet,
I bet nigga
where
live league
CJNG
exclusive.
often showcased their brutality. And for those who stumbled upon the footage, the sight was unforgettable. A man was transformed
Wait, is he alive? Hopefully not, nigga.
into a symbol of suffering and humiliation, and that symbol would unfortunately outlast his legacy. The ball incident.
The ball incident. Why does that sound like the most normal incident yet? The ball incident? We had the Ghost Rider incident, bro. The motherfucking peanut butter incident, bro. We got the ball incident. I don't sound as bad in comparison. I ain't gonna.
Panic surged through the city as word spread of the grisly discovery made inside of the bag. In Los Mochis, police chased down reports of red-stained sacks dumped all over the town. Each one revealed another part of a human body, like some sort of sick, twisted treasure hunt. Inside one bag was a torso, in another bag were severed limbs. But the true horror that shocked the city came from a janitor cleaning the front of a city hall. While doing his job, he stumbled across a sports bag, but when he went to pick it up, a soccer ball bounced out of it. As it rolled over, the ball revealed that it was stitched with human skin. A man's face was pulled tight over the leather with its lips sewn shut, and a note beside it read, "Happy New Year, because this will be your last." In early January 2010, a 36-year-old man named Hugo Hernandez had mistakenly crossed into Sinaloa cartel territory while they were in the midst of one of the bloodiest cartel wars in history against the Juarez. They immediately abducted the man, tied him to a chair, brought out a chainsaw, and well, the rest was history. This is just one of the hundreds of thousands of civilian casualties in this non-stop war. The violence is so bad that reporters and journalists stopped reporting on it because they too were brutally murdered.
Niggas can't even report on it anymore. What's worse than that? Bro, the Funky Town incident. Yeah, got it. I'm not gonna hold it. Like, I know this one gonna be the worst one. Shit called the Funky Town incident. Why are the worst incidences called like some very regular shit, bro. Like, it's not called the knife incident. It should be called like the motherfucking goddamn dandelion incident, bro. You know that shit gonna be crazy. Viewer beware. Oh,
the cameras
fuck.
begin rolling, and then the footage adjusts. The scene is set on a man bound with his hands and legs tied by extension cords. As the camera focuses more, it becomes clear that the man is most certainly not alive. His face is missing, and so are his hands and eyes. However, in sheer impossibility, the man begins moving violently. The camera slightly pans over to the side, and there it becomes apparent that these cartel members hooked the man up to a substance to pump his adrenaline and keep him wide awake and aware. Because of this, it is impossible for the man to pass out. And that's when it starts. What? The cartel members pull out a knife and stick a metal pole in the man's mouth in an effort to silence him. What happens next is simply just too horrific to mention on YouTube, so out of respect for this man's life and to protect your mental security, I'll skip over it. All you need to know is that they began playing a game with the man's throat while pumping him with substances to keep him alive. The best thing I can compare this to is if you were to undergo surgery and one of the operating doctors forgot to give you anesthesia, which, by the way, is just a medical treatment that typically makes you unconscious and unaware during painful surgery.
Nigga, they gave this Diavolo fate, my nigga. And then some people say they seen the video. Somebody said send Rye the video. No, don't send me that video, man. I don't want to see that shit.
Normally in a case like this, you'd shoot up in extreme pain, but since you're restrained, the agony would just cause you to pass out on the operating table. Now imagine if the doctors were also injecting you with some type of liquid that prevented you from passing out and kept you wide awake, to watch what they were doing to your body in complete horror. That's pretty much what happened, and after the men were done, the video would finally end. But shortly afterward, another video in the same room.
Oh my god, bro. Chat, have y'all seen that this video before? Be honest. I know some of y'all are live leak fiends. I'm not gonna judge you if you've seen this video and shit like those. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hold. I can tell why they gave that viewer beware's because it just gave me another warning for dangerous acts. They didn't even show anything. They didn't even show anything on the video. I saw it. It's not bad. Oh yeah, you're different. I'm not gonna hold. TikTok. I'm ending the TikTok live. We're live on Twitch, Blue Riot in the bio and like that. If you want to keep watching with us after this, we're playing dispatches and shit like those. But for those y'all who not tuning in, appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. But I'm not getting banned on that. I ain't gonna lie, to be banning me like that. I'm happy I never seen it, bro. That should just sound wild, bro. That should just sound ridiculous, bro. I saw the one he's talking about. It's bad. Yo, what websites do y'all be on, bro? What websites do y'all niggas even be on that this happens, bro? What the bro? Okay, hold on. Let's continue, bro. Let's continue.
Would surface. The video would finally end. But shortly afterward, another video in the same room would surface.
It's on Reddit.
In it, you can see the same men playing soccer with the victim's head, kicking it back and forth to each other in efforts to catch it. What makes this incident as horrific as it is, isn't the sheer brutality of their actions. When the men were carrying out this atrocity, it's heavily noted that they would be talking to each other, calm and casually, as if it were another Tuesday morning at their shift.
That video scarred me forever. They cut them get face off, brah.
Bro, what? They playing soccer with that head, bro. And niggas is so desensitized to it, bro. They don't even give a fuck, bro. It's just regular for them, bro. Like, how does life even get like this?
When we're done, the video would finally end. But shortly afterward, another video in the same room would surface. In it, you can see the same men playing soccer with the victim's head, kicking it back and forth to each other in efforts to catch it. What makes this incident as horrific as it is, isn't the sheer brutality of their actions. When the men were carrying out this atrocity, it's heavily noted that they would be talking to each other, calm and casually, as if it were another Tuesday morning at their shift. All the meanwhile, a popular 80s hit would play in the background, striking a mind-boggling contrast between their gruesome acts and the fun and enjoyable disco song. The song is called Funky Town by Lips Incorporated, and chances are you've probably...
Is this the one that didn't...
Mind-boggling contrast.
Then why they kicking his head on beat though? Yo, nigga, that's some horror shit, bro. Oh, and then that's gonna ruin some of this. That's gonna ruin the song for some of y'all, though, bro. That's gonna ruin the song for some of y'all niggas. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Oh man, it's gonna ruin the song for some of y'all niggas. I'm not gonna hold, bro. This is like one of those really like gruesome scenes, bro, where in the background he just got like nice ass music in the back, like that scene in Chainsaw Man where they're kicking that nuts, bro, and he just got cool ass music playing in the back, like they're not destroying that.
Funky Town by Lips Incorporated. And chances are you've probably
listen to
already
that
heard
song
this song
again. I don't wanna
countless
see the
times
video,
when you
bro.
were young. When I was a child, this was a song they played for me at Chuck E. Cheese and at school festivals. And now, my memories of this fun and stupid disco song are tainted by the actions of the wicked. The warmth, security, and luxuries we have today were not built on the morals of the evil. They're built by those who dare to be inspirational instead of evil. They're built by those who sacrifice themselves to protect their country. They're built by good men and women who figured out that love is stronger than wickedness. Be a good person to the world, your neighbors, and most importantly, to yourself. And as usual, don't search any of these videos up. Be safe and have a happy day, lads.
That was a good video by Talking Hat, bro. There's a couple videos from him we got catching. We're not catching up today, of course, but like that video was the craziest, like one of the craziest ones, bro. Would y'all, man, which way would y'all rather go out, bro? Peanut butter, pit bull, eating your, getting cut up into pieces along the highway. Definitely not the last one, bro. Definitely not the last one. I'm not gonna hold, bro. None. I mean, if you had to pick one though, bro. My nigga, please just shoot me. That shit's bad, bro. Yo, I don't want no smoke with nobody. I'm not gonna lie. This is why I'm a law-abiding citizen who minds my own business and don't have no smoke for nobody. I'm not gonna hold, bro. We're gonna put those on the live channel. If you're on YouTube and watching this on the live channel, Twitch Blue Ride in the description. Come to the stream if you want to watch more videos like that with us and shit like those. And yeah, just come to the stream, follow up and shit like those. We're about to hit 190K and shit like that. We're 15K away from 200K followers. So be a part of it, follow up and shit like those. But yeah, IBBG.